It took us, what, 11 years on Laurel Ridge
Oh, look
to get the permit.
look how long it's taken. Push it off, you know? Mission fall.
All right, I will call to order this meeting of transportation on Tuesday, April 6th. We have myself and Councilman Cagnalotti here, and Chairwoman Cazzo was kind enough to join us this evening. We appreciate that. We do not have Mr. Lambert, Mr. Wagasback, or Mr. Lawler. They are out this evening. Mr. Cagnalotti, would you do the invocation for us, please?
Be happy to.
Thank you.
Please stand. Please prepare yourself for prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for the beautiful weekend you gave us for Easter to celebrate the ascension of our Lord. We ask you to guide us tonight as we address transportation issues for the citizens of Ascension Parish. Help us and guide us in all that we do. Bless us as you would under any circumstance, and stand by our side and guide us in what we do tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cagnalotti. We appreciate that. We do have a public comment period. If you have something you'd like to speak on the agenda, just fill out one of these green cards and give it to Ms. Darla right there, and she will be glad to hand those over to us. I don't have any committee chair reports because I'm just the vice chair. I'm the chair for temporary tonight, so having fun with this. Item number 5, presentations. We have a report by the Louisiana Coalition to Fix Our Roads, advocating for the improvement of roads and bridges. Mr. Eric Ponte, the president. Not here?
Not here.
Okay. Well, I guess we're going to move on to general business then. We have acceptance of the minutes of February 19 as written. I'll take a
Motion to accept.
Motion by Mr. Cagnalotti,
Second.
second by Chairwoman Gazzo. All for? All opposed? Any discussions? All right. Minutes have been accepted. And we have item B, department report. Mr. Joey Turo.
Good evening, committee members. I'm going to start out with DOTD's inspection of our on-system bridges. That's going on. They do that every 2 years, so that's going on in the parish. It is, I think it's only on-system bridges that they inspect. But you know, if there's any bridges that are determined to be they call it critically deficient. If that comes up, well, then it'll be up to them to fix that. We also, in December, we had a contract, you approved a contract to do load ratings. We had 26 bridges that we needed to do load ratings on to stay in compliance with the off-system bridge program. They've got about half of that done. But one thing I do want to mention, we did have one bridge that the engineer called me about. It's on East Lanou Road, which is off of Weber City Road, that we had to shut the bridge down. Now, luckily, this bridge is less than a quarter mile from the next connector. The detour is not cumbersome. I have not gotten any real complaints. It's a strictly residential road. The new road, so it is shut down. We're going, we're eventually going to have to fix it. It's pilings is the issue, which is often the case. So it'll have to be addressed at a later date.
Thank you.
But I'm going to wait until we get a report on all of these off-system bridges, and then come up with priorities on which one we need to fix first and second, and all that. Like I said, this bridge is. It's not a high volume roadway. So we will need to address it, but it won't be in the very near future. On pavement preservation, this is our ongoing contract that Tacey handles for us. It in your packet is a list of all the bridges, of all the roadways that are included. You'll see one list for the road review 2021, which is a bio-restore, which is a sealing type material. And then you've got another list for the texture seal, which is a little bit thicker product. So, if the road is maybe not in quite as good a shape, we go with the texture seal. And you see there's 2 pages of roadways that that contractor has done texture seal. I know we mentioned it before, but we are trying to, we're going to adjust one of our machines and make it a bio-restore machine to where our in-house people are going to be able to do that as opposed to a contractor doing that work. Also in your packet is work that was done in-house. You'll see this, it's included for February and March. Mike Beck runs that crew. He's a very aggressive, hard-working fella. So this is what he's accomplished in the months of February and March. So with that, we have, well, the other one is the regular paving, the road rehab that R.J. Daigle is doing for us. You've got a list of those roads that are being done. They're currently working on Norwood Road, and I know we had some complaints because it was, the school is right there on Henderson Bayou Road. And I know it was critique that why were we doing it while school was going on. Well, they're still working on it today, and they're hopefully going to finish by the end of the week with the soil cement. They still have to overlay it with asphalt. So that's just one of the many roads that's in that package that R.J. Daigle is going to do. And one thing I wanted to present, John, if you would pull up that on our website. So this is on the parish website. If you go to Departments, Transportation and Engineering, Casey and I and Devin Jackson with our IT section, if you go down, you can see there's a road rehab column. So that is what R.J. Daigle is doing for us now. But it shows from 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2019. And then later on, we're going to do the 2020. So you can see all the roads that were rehabbed. The next column is pavement preservation. That's all the ones that Material Resources does with the bio-restore and the texture seal. So again, that's a column, and you can go year by year as to which ones were done and whether it was the bio-restore or the texture seal. And then the last one is things that were done in-house. And again, it's year by year. So you can click on that and see every road that our in-house crew overlaid. Mostly what they do is patch and overlay. So that's something new that, you can easily see, what roads were done when. One other thing that I know in your packet, it's maybe something that we need to send to the general public, maybe to put on our website. But CRPC has this site, and it's called Move 2046. And what it is for the general public to give input as to what kind of transportation improvements you would like. So it is open to the public to fill out this survey, and exactly what CRPC does with it, I don't know. But I mean, they are reaching out, and they want as much input as they can. So they asked me to present that.
I've actually taken the time to do that survey. It took me about 5 minutes. It's pretty interactive, I'll be honest with you. It's kind of fun to move everything around. So
right,
it was a fun little survey. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you can play with the whole
Yeah,
parish.
it's a lot different than what you think it's gonna.
Right.
I took it as well. I
I
mean,
did
you
too.
got to be careful how you drag that icon over to the area, because when you let it go, it jumps to a different area.
Yeah,
So you got to drag it back.
it's smarter than I am.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very good.
let's see. The Move Ascension construction, I need to do DOTD also, but the Move Ascension construction, we currently only have one active Move Ascension project, but we are going to be letting, and Jeff Burst is here, he's going to give a report just on the design, the letting schedule. One thing I do want to mention is about a week and a half ago, we had a meeting that thankfully it was for the utility companies to try to encourage them to stay ahead of the game and be active in presenting plans for utility relocation and to actually go in the field and moving utilities. So it was a meeting. Of course, there was a lot of people that were attending virtually, but the parish president was there, Ruth Phillips was there, and Councilman John Cagnolati was there. So it was, I think it was very effective to get the word out and tell them we are serious about this, and we do want their cooperation to get these projects moving, because we can't do it without them. DOTD is doing, I guess it's been a fairly light year for them, but I did, somewhere in all this paper is your packet that shows the projects that's going to be coming up in 2021, this fiscal year. Well, I'm looking at the current projects. You can see the from that just to let you know, the Bayou Manchac Bridge is ahead of schedule. Thankfully, the Bayou Francois Bridge is complete and fully open. The LA 44 turn lanes are all but done. There's only a very small part left to be done. And LA 42, it was decided to just have it go on forever.
I bet it was unanimous.
Bet if you ask the citizens that live over there, they'd agree.
Yes, indeed.
No, I think all the wearing courses on the main roadway, they just have the turn lanes left to do and some dressing. So it's it does look,
It looks
very
great.
close.
Can we see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Right.
I think we can.
I do have this one sheet that shows the DOTD projects in Ascension Parish. There's quite a bit. Like I said, this past year was not very active, but this year there's the roundabouts on 44 in Loosemore that's going to be let in May of this year. LA 74, which is, I'm sure y'all all know it's starting to fall apart. It's going to be let in June of this year. It's going to go all the way from Airline to the parish line. LA 70 is listed, even though it's in Iberville Parish, it's from the Ascension Parish line to the other Ascension Parish line as you cross the Sunshine Bridge. So that one's coming up. A turn lane on Airline at Old Perkins is actually going to be a double turn lane. I think there's a single turn lane now. It's going to be a double turn lane. And then concrete patching on LA 22 and LA 73 at the I-10 interchanges. LA 18, which is River Road from the Sunshine Bridge to LA 3120. LA 1, that's like leaving Donaldsonville going towards White Castle. That's going to be overlaid. 73 is going to have a right turn lane on LA to get onto LA 75. That's a T intersection. 75 is River Road over there in Geismar. And then the LA 30 roundabouts was pushed back till February of next year.
Joey, can you remind me where the roundabouts are going to be on 30?
There's three roundabouts that's
Yeah.
going to be part of that project. One is going to be at the on and off ramp of both sides of the interstate, and then the third one is going to be at St. Landry.
Okay. That's what I thought that. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank
That's
you.
it.
I'm hard Harding.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Turo?
Nope. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Joey. We appreciate it. All right, item C. HNTB, Mr. Burst.
Good evening, council members. Thank you for having me. In front of you, you should have your Move Ascension briefing. Here, I just want to kind of go over, Joey had asked me to kind of touch on some of the projects that we have constructed, will be constructing here shortly, and then the next one's up for letting, utilities moving, and then kind of talk about right-of-way acquisition for the program thus far. As you can see, there are 8 projects completely done, including 2 of them that are not construction projects, but rather corridor signal timings and synchronization. As you can see, the St. Landry connector has had somewhat of a delay regarding the naming of it, but we plan on doing a ribbon cutting and a naming ceremony on that soon, as well as there's 3 turn lane intersection improvement projects that have recently been completed at Oakland, Brown, and Henry Roads. And so we'll have a joint working with the communications department with the parish. We'll be setting up some kind of a ribbon ceremony for those as well. Up next for construction, you'll see here in the first and second quarters of 2021, the first 2 have already been let to construction, contracts awarded, and NTPs issued. The 930 Henry roundabout has actually already started construction. The Seabrook widening will start construction here shortly. Myself, Mr. Turo, Mr. Enlow have been working with the contractor on a value engineering proposal to adjust the typical section, reduce some of the phasing. That will save the parish a lot of money on the project and also make it a little bit more efficient. We plan to advertise this month the next few. The Roddy Road improvements at the 2 intersections, one at Norwood, one at the Merritt, Evans, and Duval intersection. The US 61 Germany intersection improvements, where those, if you recall, improvements will mirror what's done on the other side, on the Walmart side, on Duplessis and Airline, as well as install new traffic signals with new mast poles and lights at that intersection in coordination with DOTD. And then you'll see the last 2 are, one will be advertised by the end of this month, and one will be advertised closer to the summer, and that are 2 clearing and grubbing jobs. One along that finishes the Roddy Road corridor from Airline to 935, and then the other one is along Henry Road. And just for your recollection, the limits on that is from Highway 73 all the way through 930 all the way to Tillotson, so it passes the school. So those will be advertised to construction soon. So, by summer, we'll have another 6 projects up and running in construction. While that is happening, we have mobilized the utility companies to move their forces onto what you see here at item 3 to relocate those. As those utilities are relocated, we'll be advertising those projects for construction. So we're not going to wait for utility relocation to be completely finished, but as they start wrapping up, we'll begin the advertisement process so that hopefully utilities will be wrapping up their relocations, and then we can move a contractor in pretty seamlessly. And then you can see a lot of these are roundabouts. A lot of it's the low-hanging fruit where the limited resources we have for the utility companies to get in there, relocate their utilities, and then move out. We can get them in at a lot of these intersections where we can begin to build roundabouts and put asphalt on the ground, while then we shift them and move them to 930, Roddy, Henry, which are very long, much longer corridors where they'll have to spend months and months at a time to move their utilities out of the way. While all of this is actually going on behind the scenes, we are actually continuing to acquire right-of-way. As you can see, a very large chunk of the entire program has been acquired to date. 214 out of 432 parcels of the projects identified now, without the ones that we're looking to possibly add to the program, have been acquired, which equates to just about half. The entire program of all the right-of-ways and all the property has been acquired. Non-entire projects, everything is complete, with another 5 or so to have 100% acquisition done within the coming weeks. As a matter of fact, just left the council secretary and gave her 8 folders that will be on the president's desk for signature tomorrow, and those are additional sales that we will schedule for the closings next week. So we're continuing to advance the acquisition of right-of-way, so that particularly on these intersections where you have anywhere from 4 to maybe a dozen ownerships for a roundabout, let's say, as opposed to 72 along one of the segments on Roddy, we can get the utilities in there a lot sooner, get them moving a lot fewer lines as far as linear feet and/or poles, some of their underground utilities, things like that, and they can move in construction and the contractor in a little bit sooner. On the next page, item 5, you see some upcoming activities and/or action items that we had on our plate. This briefing might be a little bit lighter than in previous months, because next month, what you'll see is a much more heavier briefing where we'll include an entire quarterly financial report of the program in that briefing as well, so that'll be a little bit more substantive. Here, I think the next agenda that we have is about the possible airline highway super street concept. That is something we're very excited about. Mike Enlow and Miss Jackie Bowman, who's the chief engineer of the city of Gonzales, are here. They're going to speak on that topic, and that's something we're very excited about as well, that we, by the end of this month, will be joining forces to enter into an application with the MPO to receive federal dollars for that effort as well. I mentioned some groundbreakings for the upcoming projects. Reestablishment of the steering committee. We had a couple of them already here last month in March, so that one is done, and we'll have quarterly meetings with the steering committee to advance those high-level decisions and continue to keep the program moving at an efficient pace. Joey mentioned we had on March 25th a utility summit. Parish leadership was there to help lead off the effort with a lot of utility companies, most participating virtually, a few present in person. We have continued communications with them to get them in, to stress upon them the importance of this program, what it means to the parish, and for them to get in and relocate their utilities in a timely manner. And they've really seemed very receptive of late, and really working a lot better with us as of late, because they are actually the critical path for delivery of this program. And then, of course, we mentioned upcoming lettings, advertisement for construction. So getting those construction proposals, preparing those bid documents, all the technical specifications, that is certainly ongoing. And then item 6 is the continuing ongoing Move Ascension activities that, I just leave there to see that there's an ongoing effort programmatically that doesn't have necessarily a deliverable and an end date. These are activities that will continue. That's environmental core permitting, acquiring right-of-way, managing these utility companies, the design oversight, reviews, constructability, advancing and analyzing the traffic impact program, how that can affect this program, as well as analyzing the DOT road transfer and making recommendations, producing white papers. Where does it make sense? Where does it not? For example, we were able to accept into the program 930 and Gold Place, a couple of snippets of some service roads, and we were able to negotiate with DOT not future credits for an overlay down the line, but cash now to the tune of $5 million advancing this program. And working with Joey, working with Mike, we've looked at it. We continue to analyze the DOT program, of which Ascension is eligible for up to $60 million in road transfer. Well, to be fair, we're looking at it, and all of that does not make sense for the parish to take in. There's about a half dozen or so where we really want to put some effort into looking at that, putting together a packet for consideration by the steering committee and ultimately parish leadership, and then we'll be presenting that in the coming months as well. And with that, that's all I have, but I'm staying ready to answer any questions you may have.
Obviously, Jeff, I want to commend you on this monthly report. Every month it does give the citizens a lot of information. And I do want to encourage, I noticed you mentioned it under Section 6, but or it's listed, but I didn't mention it, the updates to the website. You guys,
yes.
in conjunction with you and Joey and Ruth Phillips, the work you guys did on that website is fantastic. So I do encourage all the citizens who, want to see where, these road projects are that affect them the most. They can go to that website, and it's constantly updated. You guys do a
Absolutely,
great job.
and we're efforting to do a better job of getting it updated on a more timely basis, that, on bi-weekly, we're getting new information, providing it so that on a monthly basis, it's a fresh, new website with complete, up-to-date information. One of the subs on our team, Franklin Associates, is the one that assists us with that effort. They do a really good job.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
okay, thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right. So now we are going to move on to item 6D, approval for the parish president to enter into an intergovernmental agreement, IGA, with the city of Gonzales to pursue federal funds through a joint application with the Metropolitan Planning Organization for the conversion of Airline Highway US 61 from Lowe's to Pepera Avenue into a DOTD super street concept.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mike, do you want to talk? Jackie, do you want to say anything? Okay. I mean, I have to. Go ahead.
I know you guys want to maybe get out of here, but I would like to have Jackie say a few words about this, because this
Yes.
is an intersection in particular that's going to really help out the Bayou Narcisse and Highway 44 right there, kind of by the Smoothie King.
Which
And
needs
if
it.
anybody understands, there's no mobility there, and this is really kind of it's going to help a lot of that area out. But Jackie, just say a few words.
Yeah, I take that.
This is all Jackie.
Yeah, I take that every day to council meetings. So yes, I'm
Thank you,
excited
Jack.
about that.
Thank you, committee members, for giving me just a few minutes. Just so everyone knows, the mayor and administration at the city is extremely grateful for the support. We have continual support in all aspects of parish government. So thank you for that, and thank you for supporting this project. The DOTD staff that presented the project to us, that was their project inception, proves that it has a tremendous safety improvement and capacity congestion mitigation improvement. And those two things together are just a win-win for all of us. In addition, the MPO mentioning that there's funding that lapses every year, and knowing that there's funds available to partner in on this project and get those funds in our parish is just a great thing. So thank you very much for supporting the project, and the city's here to partner with you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
So I have a motion and a second. I'm not going to object to it, so I think the motion carries. I think we're good. We'll send it to full council. Kind of piggyback on that, item E, approval of the resolution for our parish, Ascension Parish, to commit the required 10% matching funds if awarded the requested federal monies for the Airline Super Street project.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and no opposition. That one passes as well.
Comment that it is rare that we have an opportunity to do 10% matching, so
Exactly.
we are very grateful for the opportunity to put up 10%, not 20.
And split
Thank-
that 10% of
For
its
the
Thank
record,
you
that was
very
faster
much.
than the first one.
Thanks, Mike. All right, item F, approval of change order number 3, Louisiana 73 turn lanes at Oakland Drive. Mr. Joey Turo.
That's just, paperwork for the final change order for that project. The project's been finished for quite a while. It's just a final documentation and the final change order. Everything's finished on it. It's just a formality of getting this final change order approved.
Okay.
Motion.
Got a motion
Second.
from Mr. Gagnolotti, a second from Ms. Cazzo. Any opposition? I have none. Any discussion? All right. Motion carries. Let's see. Approval of change order MC01 to the Asphaltic Concrete Reconstruction and Overlay Improvements 2020 project for the amount of $549,000. I can't even say that one. $549,005.99. Mr. Joey.
That's just the current R.J. Daigle project. It's generally $3 million that's allocated for it. This adds some roads to that program. Phase 1 was a certain amount. Well, there's room for more, so we added some more roads to it. So that's what this is.
Fantastic. Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Cagnolotti, a second from Ms. Cazzo. No objections? Any discussion? All right, motion carries. Item H, roads to be considered for acceptance into the parish maintenance system as follows. Mr. to Joey Turo. You want to go over all those?
No.
One question, if I may. Do we have, are these road infrastructure districts attached to these? Are these more recent roads that are being taken in with road infrastructure districts, or are these older subdivisions that are just being taken in?
We'd have to ask Jerome that. I know what you're talking about,
Well, we used to have a presentation by,
oh, these are older.
These are older?
He's saying these are older.
The bond's up, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I was gonna ask, I think we changed some of the bonds to 18 months. Were these grandfathered in a 12-month, or did they satisfy the 18-month requirement?
I don't know.
Don't know?
I don't know. Another, I'd have to ask Jerome.
But I mean,
on
this,
that.
you added up, this is over 3 miles of roads,
Yeah.
and we keep adding and adding and adding.
Well, I know, didn't we just approve a road a road infrastructure district for Pelican Crossing, Fourth Valley? At the last council meeting?
Was that the 4th or 5th filing?
I think it was the fifth.
Oh, it may have been the
filing.
fifth, you're right, yeah.
Yeah. I was just curious, so I'll check with Jerome on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're gonna have some cleanup, because we have some that the bonds were expiring before that road infrastructure district ordinance was passed.
Yeah.
So, I'm just anxious to see when we get to the end of the day on that.
Yeah.
The last road we take in, that there's no money to take care of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a motion, or do you want to table it, or?
I'm happy to make a motion to approve. Do we need to do them individually?
Do we need to contingent on getting final report on what, on whether they're in the district or not? Joey
Ms. Darla, do you have to do
doesn't
these
know.
individually?
It's not of concern to
We do
me.
them all in
I mean,
one?
it's, they're
Okay.
either, they are or
It's up
they
to me, we
aren't.
do them all
And,
at once.
and that's just a matter of the timing. So I don't have any objection to approving them at this point. Jerome is pretty thorough on that work.
He is, yeah. She said it's up to us if we want to do them individually. I say we do them all in one fell swoop.
Well, when I was on
Well-
transportation before, we had to do them all individually.
did.
I think in the past you have done them individually. It may be a safe bet to do that this evening.
Okay. Do
Yeah,
Just suggestions.
you have to do each road or each subdivision?
you have to do each road, as I recall.
Each road.
I'm ready to go. Whenever y'all are ready.
John, you got this?
Yes.
You take one subdivision, I'll take the other.
Ready. I'll take a motion.
Brookstone, you gonna read them or?
Okay, for Brookstone subdivision, Matty Drive.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any opposition? Any discussion? All right. Alexis Avenue from Brookstone subdivision.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. No objection. Any discussion? Nicholas Street, Brookstone subdivision.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. No objections. Any discussion? Okay. Cambria Oaks subdivision. We got Cambria Oaks Drive.
Motion.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any objection? Any discussion? Ridgeland Drive.
Motion.
Second.
We got a motion and a second for Ridgeland Drive. Any objection? Any discussions? Midland Drive.
Motion.
She
Second.
falling asleep over there, Mr. Terry? I got a motion and a second. Any objections? Any discussion? Park Fair Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Park Fair Drive. Any objections? Any discussions? Oster Lane.
Motion.
Second.
I got a motion and a second for Oster Lane. Any objections? Any discussions? East Oster Lane.
Motion.
Second.
I got a motion and a second for East Oster Lane. Any objections? Any discussion? Farm Road.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Farm Road. Any objection? Any discussions? Cedar Springs subdivision. I have Cedar Springs Road.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any objections? Any discussion? Cedar Park Avenue.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Cedar Park Avenue. Any objections? Any discussion? Copperhead Phase 1,
I'll
Copperhead
take that
Road.
one. Motion.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any objections? Any discussion? Motion passes. Oak Lane Subdivision Phase 1, Cherry Bark Oak Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries. Scarlet Oak Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries. Chestnut Oak Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Chestnut Oak Drive. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries. Shumard Oak Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Shumard Oak Drive. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries. Waterview Avenue.
Motion.
Second.
I have
John's
a
sleeping
motion-
too.
He's
I'm
slipping.
slacking
He's
here.
getting tired. Come on, we got one left. I have a
got
motion
flash.
and a second for Waterview Avenue. Any objections? Any discussion? Motion carries. Pelican Crossing, fourth filing, Bayou Conway Drive.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Bayou Conway Drive. Any objections? Any discussion? Motion carries. Cassachi Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Cassachi Drive. Any objections? Any discussion? Motion carries. Soaring Drive.
Say that faster.
Soaring Drive.
Second.
I don't think she made the motion.
A motion.
Second.
Just messing with you.
I have a motion and a second. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries. Nesting Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Nesting Drive. Any objections? Any discussion? Motion carries. Marsh Lane.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Marsh Lane. Any objections? Any discussion? Motion carries. Coastline Avenue.
Motion.
A second.
I have a motion and a second for Coastline Avenue. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries. Hackett Canal Drive.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Hackett Canal Drive. Any objection? Any discussion? Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Motion
Second.
to adjourn and second. Thank y'all very much.
We got that motion and second thing going.
We got that. We
Now I
getting it
see
down
why
pat,
Aaron
huh?
didn't show up for this one.